The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning here at 5 a.m. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. We begin this morning with a show of support for a trustee with the Kern County Board of Education. Mary Little claims she's being targeted for her opinion on the vaccine mandate. 17's Marco Torres has the story.
Mary Little publicly supports those who want to protest the vaccine mandate, but Little argues because of her views, she is being targeted by fellow members of the County Board of Education.
I do have a First Amendment clause in the Constitution, and I have a right to free speech. And thank you.
Little's attorney Tracy Henderson sent a cease and desist letter to the board demanding members stop censoring and harassing Little. Among those named in the order, Superintendent of Schools Mary Barlow and Board President Ron Froelich. The board held a special meeting Tuesday evening where the public was invited to speak. However, Henderson, who lives in Carmel, says she was given less than 24-hour notice and was denied a chance to participate via Zoom or by telephone.
I viewed this, in my mind, as an olive branch of resolution, right? Because typically you talk face-to-face when you have a conflict. So I was excited about the opportunity to say, look, we really just need you. These are the conduct that's at issue. Can we please refrain? And let's all go forward being professional and collegial. And they prevented that conversation from happening.
But those who support Little's right to voice her opinion were there to let her know.
She's being opposed because she has an opposing opinion. I don't think this is right to smash an opposing voice, and that's why we're here supporting her.
Now, the board is asking Little when she speaks to separate her personal opinion from her role as a trustee, which Henderson says they can work with if the harassment and censorship stops. 17 News asked for comment from the superintendent, Mary Barlow, or other school board members, but they declined. From KCSOS, Marco Torres, 17 News.
Meantime, protests against the vaccine mandate in schools continues around Kern County. Dozens of teachers and parents packed last night's meeting at the Panama Buena Vista Union School Board. They're fighting for the right to make their own choices when it comes to giving their children the vaccine and say they don't want to be forced to comply with the governor's mandate.
We're here just because we want to choose. We want to choose what goes into our children's body. We want to choose what's going on with their health. We're concerned because this is, in a lot of our views, an unnecessary vaccine.
We're going to follow the state and federal mandates imposed upon all public and private schools when it is under a state mandate law. And finally, and I want to say almost most importantly, is to continue the focus on providing our students and staff a safe learning environment.
17's Marco Torres will have more on the vaccine mandate protests happening later today on 17 News at 5, as another local school board is set to meet later this evening.
5:05 now. Kern County Public Health continues to urge the public to get vaccinated against COVID-19, pointing out at yesterday's county supervisors meeting the staggering difference in risk between those who are and are not vaccinated.
Our vaccinated average daily case rate is 4.49, while our unvaccinated average daily case rate is 44.79. Over the last 14 days, 92.87% of our cases are amongst those who are unvaccinated. Since January 21st, Kern County has had 59,728 cases, with 56,784 or 95.07% being amongst those who are unvaccinated.
A reminder, Public Health has brought back its vaccination clinic to the Kern County Fairgrounds, and everyone ages 5 and up is now eligible to receive a COVID-19 vaccine. Head to myturn.ca.gov to find all local vaccination sites.
And here's a look now at where our local case numbers stand this morning. Kern Public Health reported 314 new infections, but no new deaths yesterday. Meantime, 227 people are in the hospital with more severe symptoms of COVID. 56 more people are in the ICU.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
From our 17 News follow-up file now, the search continues for a man from Oildale, first reported missing 7 months ago today. 68-year-old Charles Prunty's family describes him as friendly and soft-hearted and a familiar face around town. The last time they saw him was April 10th when he left Highland Knolls Mobile Estates. The sheriff's office says he drives a new white Ford Ranger four-door truck with paper dealer plates. Prunty's diabetic and does not have his medication. His family says he's also lost weight since his photo, and he may have a beard. Kern Secret Witness is still offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to his whereabouts. Just call 322-4040.
Meantime, an investigation is underway this morning after a married couple were found dead, shot to death in their home. It happened Monday night around 9:15 on Lotus Lane. Police say when officers arrived at the home, they found the couple had been shot and killed. Officers say there are no suspects at this time, but they're still investigating. They did not specify if the gunshot wounds were self-inflicted.
Your 17 Health Watch now. Houchin Community Blood Bank is once again putting out the call for blood donations, saying its supplies have reached critically low levels. Houchin posted on social media that in response to the shortage, it's extending hours Thursday and Friday. New hours will be from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. both days. Houchin will also host blood drives at its mobile unit. The first stop will be Patriot Elementary School today from 2 to 6 p.m. For the full schedule, just head to kget.com.
Bakersfield's annual Veterans Day Parade is back tomorrow. It was virtual last year because of the pandemic. This year's theme is Veterans Are Valued Treasures. The parade kicks off at 10 a.m. right outside our KGET studios at 21st and L Streets. And then there is a free pancake breakfast that will be held for veterans before the parade and a free lunch that will be provided after. We will also be live streaming the parade so you can watch it on our Facebook page as well as our website. It's going to be a fun morning tomorrow because, again, that pancake breakfast starts off at 6 a.m. It's great to see all those veterans that get to enjoy that free breakfast. And we'll be live there tomorrow morning talking about that breakfast ahead of the parade.
And the weather is going to be perfect for the parade tomorrow. I can't wait to see, to see it again. It's been a long time, and it's always such a great parade, being able to step outside the studios and check it out. Well, meantime, everyone can enjoy our national parks for free tomorrow in honor of Veterans Day. Entry fees are waived at over 100 national parks, including Yosemite, Death Valley, and Joshua Tree. Military remembrance sites are also free. A
federal judge has rejected former President Donald Trump's request to block the release of documents to the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot. The judge declined to issue a preliminary injunction yesterday, saying Congress has a strong public interest in obtaining those records. Barring a court order, the National Archives plans to turn over Trump's records to the committee by Friday. Trump's lawyers swiftly promised to appeal the ruling, and the case is likely to eventually reach the U.S. Supreme Court.
5:33 is your time now. In a unanimous vote yesterday, county supervisors passed a controversial ordinance banning unlawful camping in Kern County. This new law is designed to prevent people, primarily the unsheltered, from camping or placing personal items in public areas during certain times of the day. Impassioned arguments yesterday, both for and against the ordinance, were heard. At one point during public comments, one speaker who criticized it refused to sit down after exceeding her allotted time limit, leading supervisors to temporarily pause proceedings.
Okay, if you don't quit and go sit down, you're going to be removed from the office or from the chambers.
But you know what they need to do?
Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to need to ask you to please leave the chambers. Thank you.
In addition to banning public camping, ordinance facilitates the coordination of teams of counselors, mental health professionals, law enforcement, and others to ease unsheltered people through a process that would eventually put them into permanent housing.
This ordinance is not only inhumane and irresponsible, but it further marginalizes a community that needs care, not criminalization.
You should be investing in more accessible, affordable housing for a community not using funding from the American Rescue Plan Act to greenlight and further harass and criminalize our unhoused neighbors.
While I am respectful of and acknowledge the concerns that others have that this may be harmful to people, I think it is much, much more harmful to people and inhumane of us to do nothing.
So we're not talking about this forced policing, any of this stuff that we've been hearing. We're just trying to get people into access the resources, the medical resources, the food, the shelter that will allow them to transition to something better.
The ordinance goes into effect on December 9th.
Supervisors yesterday also heard an appeal regarding prior approval of development plans for a proposed cemetery in northwest Bakersfield. That appeal was denied unanimously. A group of residents near the proposed site, southwest of Vega Meadows Road, just off Santa Fe Way, has been battling the decision for several months. Officials say strict measures have been put in place to ease traffic headed to the cemetery. Some of those measures include ensuring ceremonies start between certain hours to ensure they end before sunset.
In 2019, California Highway Patrol says there were nearly 44,000 crashes involving teen drivers between the ages of 15 and 19. The combination of inattention and inexperience behind the wheel can often lead to tragedy. That's why CHP is partnering with traffic safety organizations, promoting safe driving behavior for teens. The grant-funded Teen Distracted Drivers campaign consists of an education component that will allow for CHP officers and traffic safety partners to make appearances at schools and community events throughout the state. Distracted driving enforcement operations for the grant will continue through September of next year.
Now to severe warnings yesterday aimed at drug dealers in Orange County who lace drugs with the powerful and deadly narcotic fentanyl. The district attorney saying those drug dealers could now face murder charges. At a news conference yesterday, DA Todd Spitzer said the number of fentanyl-related deaths in California has skyrocketed from 239 in 2016 to nearly 4,000 in 2020. Many were people who thought they were taking counterfeit prescription pills, were taking pills laced with fentanyl. And now people who enter plea deals in drug cases will be given a form to sign acknowledging the danger fentanyl poses. If that person later sells it to someone who dies, they could face murder charges.
If you give, manufacture, sell drugs and it has fentanyl, we're telling you right now, at a prior occasion, you could be charged with murder. When we are in court, we're planning on and asking any time any drug is sold that admonishment will be given, because almost every drug today that is being sold on the black market contains fentanyl.
And our 17's Robert Price knows the pain fentanyl can cause all too well in our community. He took an in-depth look at the rising use of the drug here in Kern and the lives fentanyl has taken. To learn more, just head to our website, kget.com/fentanyl, for Robert Price's 5-part series called Fentanyl, the Counterfeit Killer.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.